Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism. Today I'm going to be take a little bit of a diversion. I don't have a specific topic on the occult or the paranormal today. What I'm going to do is kind of give the backstory of this channel and how you can kind of get the most out of it. First of all, this channel developed when I decided that if I were to look in the past at the younger me that decades ago began to be interested in the occult and paranormal, what would I want to learn about, and what would my little friends at that time want to learn about? Back then, we didn't have access to the internet; it just wasn't a thing. The internet, from what I understand, was just used in a fundamental way by the military, and then it became more established in the early to mid 90s. However, putting that aside, back then, if you wanted to learn about a specific subject, you actually had to do a lot of digging. You had to do research. You had to go to the library. A lot of even back then, there wasn't an electronic way of looking things up. You had to do the card catalog, and it was kind of an investment. And only the people that really wanted it could access it. The people that kind of were like, I don't know. I don't really care that much about this. It wasn't something that they kind of pursued. So that being the case, now it's things are much different. When you want to look something up, you have the internet. You want a book, you have instant access to Amazon, eBay, all these other types of mediums for collecting things. So how do I go ahead and formulate these videos? Prior knowledge, like I said, I've been involved in this in some form or fashion for a very long time. Two, interviews. I'm lucky enough to have an extensive access to people who are interested in these sorts of things and take it really seriously. Also, my own research that I do in the moment, and finally, my own personal gnosis. Everything I've gained through insight, meditation, and even things I've developed through practicing what I do. So how would one get the most out of the videos? I want to kind of point out that I have over 150 videos, and I am certainly not the expert in all 150 plus subjects. I consider myself to be well knowledgeable about several and have a little bit of knowledge about a lot of different things. However, I can't always, I'm not going to present myself as being an expert on anything. So sometimes I really appreciate your questions. And then at some points, I have to kind of divert you or whatever your inquiry is to someone else. So the way that I look at it is I'm presenting an introduction to these specific topics, and that it's up to you to kind of do your own research, to do your own practice. There is really no other way to do this. A lot of the discoveries that you'll make by engaging in these sorts of inquiries and activities are things that I can't spoon feed to you, that you have to kind of learn through experience, and that through that experience, you will learn much deeper. But I consider my job, like I said, is just to nudge you in the right direction so you can do further, get further knowledge and further understanding about these particular subjects. Another thing to do is I want to encourage you that if the video that I'm presenting is something that is more than just information, that it's something that you can practice, then go ahead and practice. I've had some questions and even from some challenges from people who wanted to know everything, and they didn't want to either one have faith enough to even try and practice, which they would find out for themselves. Um, they were only operating on an intellectual level, and that can't be if that's all that you want as far as your understanding about the occult, then that's fine, but it's a very limited and very superficial understanding. We call those armchair occultists. And while it may be a starting point, and it is, if that's where you want to reside, then great. But there is actually another level where by doing it, you would get a deeper understanding. And I've mentioned this before, that there's a difference between learning about something and doing it, whether it's a sport, whether it's a martial art, whether it is any type of activity. There is an embodiment that goes on when in practice. There is something that different that goes along in the brain, and you get a fuller understanding of doing that. So I encourage you that if you like the videos and you're interested and you want to go deeper, to go into that direction. And then after practicing, if you have something you want to share, please share it on my channel, and it would make for a good discussion. Also, if you have any suggestions, I'm willing to entertain them. Any suggestions for future videos, I'll be more than happy to look at that seriously. Third is that if you want to go a little bit deeper than the videos, I do have a Patreon. I have subscribers and people that support the channel on there, and I often put the second part of videos for those people who actually want to go and dive deeper into these particular subjects. It's certainly not required, but I want to make that available to those people. And I certainly appreciate the support for the channel. It kind of keeps everything going. It keeps me motivated too. I put links at the bottom of my videos to Patreon and my book in case that you're interested in energy work. And that's about it. If you have any questions about that, all those topics and subjects, please leave them in the comments. So I will see you later, and you have a good weekend.